Let's go. Good morning, everybody. Guys, this feels like it's going to be an intimate morning. We got a lighthouse today, but we got the people we're looking for. We got Dick Chuck up in here, Liam's up in here, Beamer's in here. Guys, gang's all here. The morning marketplace is back. It's officially the postseason. Last time we were here on a Monday, if you can remember, it was a tough scene out here. Post muscle relaxer. We're feeling good today. We're feeling good. A little groggy, but we're feeling good. More importantly, sponsor me, you cowards. All right. That's how we start off the week. All right. We're going to do something a little bit different today because there were a bunch of games that didn't matter yesterday. A bunch of games. Everybody's just sitting out. Oh, Lucas up in here. Michael P up in here. Let's go. A lot of people sat yesterday because a lot of games didn't matter. So this is what I was thinking we do today. I think we go over the playoff matchups. I think, hey, let's fire out some predictions into the world. And then this is what I'm going to do. And I'll do a bunch of caveats as we get into it, but top 5 playoff buys, top 5 off-season buys. All right? And I never do this shit. Who knows? Maybe we even cut this up, get it real clickbaity. All of a sudden we have 7,000 views, something like that. But yeah, that's what we're going to do. You guys all know the drill. Like the stream, subscribe, do all that stuff. We don't even need to talk about it too much. Oh, that coffee hits different when we do this at 7. It does. It hits different. All right, let's just get into it right now. So I'm going to pull up the old bracket. The old bracketology over here at NBA.com. It's going to be a better way to use it. Let's blow this up a little bit too. Although that usually doesn't help too much. And sick Nets combo yesterday. Dude, that play on the Nets yesterday, right? Where Blake just like whips it. I forget who threw it off the backboard to Durant. Was it Bruce Brown maybe? Maybe it was Kyrie. I can't remember who threw it off the backboard to Durant. But just like incredible stuff. All right, so this is what we got. I'm gonna go through one by one, right? Yeah, the Brooklyn Globetrotters. You ain't wrong, Liam. We're gonna go through one by one. We're gonna start in the Eastern Conference, okay? And this is what, like the Celtics. The Celtics are dead. The Boston Celtics are dead. They're the 7th seed. They should move on. This is what I got for y'all on the play-in. We get the Wizards. Wizards winning the first game, just getting out of the way. I've got Pacers beating the Hornets. And then, it was James to Durant. All right, thank you, Schleier. James to Durant. Pacers beating the Hornets. So here we go. Our 7th seed is going to be the Washington Wizards, and our 8th seed is going to be the Indiana Pacers. So Celtics and Hornets, bye-bye. You're gone. On the Western side, Lakers are winning that first game. Although it is it's a little tricky now, right? Because LeBron got dinged up again last night. So it is a little tricky now. Is he going to be full strength? Do we think he's going to be full strength? Because if he's not, that's a problem. But I'm still going to take the Lakers. I'm going to take the Lakers as the 7th seed, and I'm going to take the Warriors as the 8th seed. All right. So that's our playing game. That gets us to the first round. Also, I'm way more excited for the Western side of things than the Eastern side of things when it comes to the play-in, anyways. I really am. All right, Eastern Conference round 1. This is what we're doing here. We get the Sixers. I got the Sixers beating the Pacers. The Lakers are out. Dick Chuck's like, Lakers are out. I love this. All right, so Curry versus LeBron in the play-in is crazy. I know. Can you believe we're getting that? I can't believe we're getting that. It's wild. But in the first round, Sixers aren't going to have any problems with the Pacers, right? So that's 4 games out. Maybe they get 1 from them, but 4 and out. And this is how important that 1 seed was, right? When you look at this, the Sixers have to go through most likely the Pacers or the Hornets or the Celtics, right? Then they get the Knicks-Hawks winner, and then they go through the gauntlet. But like when you look at Brooklyn's situation or Milwaukee's situation, they got to play each other before they even get to Philadelphia. That's such a harder road, right? It's such a harder road. But anyways, I'm in the first round, I'm taking the Sixers, sweeping the Pacers. I've got the Nets beating the Wizards in 6. Here's a little, you're like, Mike, you're going real chalky so far. I get the Hawks over the Knicks in 7. It's going to be a 7-game series. I'm very excited. Give me the Hawks, though. Hawks in 7. And I know Sawyer's probably not watching this live, but he's going to come in late. He's going to be like, yo, how many times did the Hawks beat the Knicks this year? And it's 0. But I'm still with it. What's up, Rocket Silas? And then the last matchup in the East, I got the Bucks beating the Heat, even though we're probably still remembering what happened in the last year in the bubble. But I'm Bucks and 6. Bucks and 6. That's where I'm at. All right, here we go. What do we got? What do we got on the Western side? I got the Jazz in 6 over the Warriors. So the Jazz in 6 over the Warriors, which I know a lot of you are like, hey, you hate the Jazz. I still think they beat the Warriors. JB Perry in the house, making an appearance on Friday. Get ready. This is what sucks about the Suns, man. This is what absolutely sucks about the Phoenix Suns. Suns are now out of the playoffs. I'm sorry. In the first round exit, they finished number 2 overall, and then they're out in the first round. It blows. But Lakers are taking it to them. But I am going to say this is going to go 7. So the Suns aren't rolling over. I think this is going 7. But Lakers in 7. Right? Is that what yeah, Lakers in 7 over the Suns. Nuggets. I get the Nuggets going through the Blazers. All right. Oh, Mikey and the Funky Bunch. Look, Chris, my international crowd must be thrilled right now that we're doing this at 7. We bumped this up a couple hours, right? But I got I got the Nuggets in 6 over the Blazers, and then the Mavs. I got the Mavs in 6 over the Clippers. All right. I get the Clippers out. Mavs going through. Let's run through this a little bit more quickly. And then, guys, feel free to dunk on me in the chat if you guys think this is wild. Round 2, I got Sixers in 5 over the Hawks, Nets in 7 over the Bucks. So that gives us Sixers, Nets, Eastern Conference Finals, Western Conference Finals, Lakers in 7 over the Nuggets, Jazz in 6 over the Mavs. There we go. Mavs out in 5. That's what Schleier's saying. So Jazz in 6 over the Mavs. And then, so that means we got Lakers, Jazz in the Western Conference Finals, Sixers, Nets in the Eastern Conference. Give me the Sixers in 7. Give me the Lakers in 6. And then in the finals, give me Sixers in 7. Joel Embiid is your finals MVP. Doesn't win the regular season 1, gets the finals 1. We love it. We love it. Robert Morris is like, London is thrilled, baby. But yeah, that's where I'm going. That's where I'm at with the playoffs right now. I don't feel super confident in a lot of those. I feel like this is Dick Chuck says Clippers healthy, don't see Mavs beaten. Maybe. Mavs have been one of the best teams in the league after like the first 20 games of the season. I'm with you though. I get the trepidation, if you will. I just don't believe in the Clippers. I don't believe in them. That's where I'm at. Soft. That's how I feel. Yeah, Pandemic P. Can't see the Nets not making it. I had a tough time with the Eastern Conference Finals one, but part of me wants to believe you have to play together. You know, like you have to like play 20 games together to like get a vibe. Maybe that's what the first round is for, though. Maybe that's what the first round is for. I'm surprised a lot of people weren't like, wait, hey, why are the Nets going 6 games in the first round against the 7-seed Wizards? But that's where I'm at. But okay, so I think using this information, using my information, we're not even calling it. We should not call that information. Let me take that back. Using the prediction that I pulled out of my booty. That's where I'm using that information. This is how I'm going to come up with like the top 5 dudes that I'm looking to scoop in the playoffs, and then the top 5 offseason buys that I'm looking for. Jamie says, if you think that aren't Lakers shaky, I do think the Lakers are shaky. But I think everybody's shaky. Oh, I see what you're saying. Like thinking about that with the Nets. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, they played together at least last year. Like they have played together. That's fair though. I'll just still think LeBron's mentally tougher than the rest of them, which probably isn't a fair thing to say, but that's where I'm at. Are Bucks fans more excited or worried with the first round matchup? Oh, I mean, like versus getting a number. I mean, definitely worried, considering how good they are, and now their first round is the Heat, where everyone else is getting the Wizards and the Pacers. Yeah. Beamer, I'm gonna get into the throwdowns too. I will do that in a little bit. But yeah, so using kind of where I think that's going, I wanted to like, because I normally don't do this, but I wanted to like try to think of like guys that I want to scoop up right now, guys that I want to scoop up right before the playoffs start, because I think there might be, I'm not talking about like LeBron and Embiid, but like under the radar guys that might get a little bit more on the radar based on a playoff performance. And then I also want to look at some guys that aren't playing right now that I'm going to keep an eye on the offseason. Now, all of this to say, I'm not necessarily saying go buy these things. So keep that in mind, because I think one of the things we've been talking about both like on the show and off the show, it almost feels like we're going to see more of a dip. I mean, we're seeing it all over crypto right now because one person tweeted something out and then everyone's like, I guess I got to sell, which is like a whole nother story. Give me a documentary on that. So I want to be mindful of like, is this going to keep going down before it goes back up? So some of these guys that I'm going to mention, even in the playoff run that I'm looking at, I'm not necessarily saying go get them, but these are the 5 guys that I think I'm going to like look out for anyways. And everybody in the, here we go. Co-host Tom is stacked up on Tobias Harris due to the Sixers prediction. We're going to get into Tobias Harris, Jamie. A lot of people saying MPJ. Yeah, let's just get into it. MPJ right off the top. All right. Off the top rope. Michael Porter Jr. is my number 1 dude. Now, one thing that's a little sticky with Michael Porter Jr., we're hopeful that they get out of the first round. They get the Blazers, which is a nice matchup defensively. Like I do feel like Michael Porter Jr. can easily put up 25 or 30 because Portland hasn't played defense ever, right? Portland doesn't play defense. So Michael Porter Jr. offensively should show up for the first round matchup. And then the second round matchups against the Lakers, which even though the Lakers are the 7th seed, I would imagine the Lakers are going to be favorites in that round, right? Cable TV saying MPJ already baked in. Everyone knows about him. I don't think everybody does know about him. I actually think that's wrong. I think the people who are tuned in know about Michael Porter Jr., but I disagree. I don't think everybody knows about MPJ. Everybody up in here might know about MPJ, but I disagree. So he's got 2 Series 1 moments that stick out, right? That this Series 1 over here out of 3,200. Should I blow this up a little bit more? Yeah. This one right here, 360, right? All of a sudden, like a Southern accent came out there. This one right here that we're looking at, Michael Porter Jr., 3,288, but 360 for that double rookie badge. And then this one, dude, this has gone down like $160 in the last couple of weeks too. And this is out of 1530, and that's his first moment. But the one that, like, if you're like, I'm not trying to spend that crazy money, stop talking to me like that. $16 for his 15K moment, but also this rising star, a rare out of 2021, only 175. I'll like him. You're right, Daniel. We do need an MPJ track, but I just think offensively, and like that's what people care about, he's going to have at least a series and a half of like really good games. So Michael Porter Jr., I think, is someone that is baked in. Now, again, a lot of this is at least the first 2 guys we talk about. I don't think anybody's going to be surprised about it. Everyone knew I was going to talk about Michael Porter Jr. The second dude that we've talked about quite a bit is Bogdan Bogdanovic. Now, part of that is because I think the Hawks are going to get past the Knicks, which honestly might be my worst take. Out of all my playoff takes, this might be my worst one. Especially being in New York, I can just feel people being furious at me for this take. But I do like Bogdanovic. I've talked about him so much. I just think he's a killer. I think he's going to, a lot of the attention, at least media attention, will be on Trae Young. And then all of a sudden, Bogdanovic is going to be out here winning games. So for his Series 1 Top Shot debut moment, and listen, full disclosure, and then I'll go back to, come on, here we go. Right there. Bought it for $60 this weekend. And that's like the only thing I've been buying right now. It's now up to 67. It's up to 67 right now. I think there's a shot that we're going to see him. We're going to see him just show out a little bit. You could make an argument for all of the Hawks, right? Because I think a lot of people are just assuming the Knicks are going to just bully him out. But I think the Hawks are good. I do think the Hawks are good. So you can make an argument for Trae Young. You can make an argument for don't make an argument for Capella or Collins. For me, it's Trae Young and Bogdanovic are going to be the 2 guys that get the biggest boost. And Bogdanovic is the cheapest entry point. So again, and I'm not saying like go get the 35K moment. I'm not saying go get the cool cat. I think if I was going to target one right now, it's this one. It's a Series 1. It's a Top Shot debut. I just think, I don't know. I think there's a little meat on the bones, as they say. Clint Capella 2 cable. I don't hate this. Let's actually pull up Capella because he's only got the 2 moments, correct? Or maybe he just had another 35K moment come out. So yeah, he's got 3 moments. But the Top Shot debut out of 12K is only $14. So I like that. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Rocket Silas. If I were the Suns, I'd rather face the Lakers in the first round while they aren't fully healthy. You're gonna have to go through them anyway at some point. Yeah, I'm with that too. I agree. I'd rather get them now before they're all a well-oiled machine. However, I still think, even though you want them early, that they lose. I mean, I'm rooting for the Suns. I've been high on the Suns this whole time, but I think the Lakers are. Yeah, I think the Lakers are taking it. Yeah, he is clutch, dude. Bogdan is so clutch. Go watch. Hey, if you're bored today, go on YouTube, watch some of his old Euro games, man. Guy gets buckets. Clutch buckets too. Sorry, I'm going to be taking more coffee sip breaks today than normal because inject that into my veins. Sponsor me, you cowards. All right, so those are the first two. No one's surprised about that. MPJ, Bogdan Bogdanovic. I also recommend, this is a fun thought exercise anyway, so do this yourselves, right? Like, think about what you're projecting for the playoffs, like who you'd like to see or who you think's going to pop off, what teams you think are going to make a run, and then using that information, be like, okay, maybe I should look at this guy a little bit more. And that, even though I've given the Jazz so much disrespect, I want to pull up Donovan Mitchell. Now, before I say anything about Donovan Mitchell, it's important that he's healthy. So if he's not healthy, none of this matters. But even me, a Jazz hater, has them going to the Western Conference Finals. That's 2 playoff rounds plus a third against who I said, the Lakers, right? So like national TV against the Lakers. I also think even if the Lakers go past the Jazz, it's not going to take 4 games. It's going to take 6 or 7. And I think we forgot about Donovan. Donovan's been hurt for a while now. I feel like he's missed 5 or 6 weeks. It might not be that long, but it feels that long. And I think we'll remember, oh yeah, Donovan's the guy in the first round last year who we'd be talking about the way we talk about Jamal Murray if they won that series. Like, he was just putting up 50 on the reg. And I think we're going to see that. I think we're going to see that continue. And especially in those matchups, right? So it looks like we'll get the Warriors in the first round, which we love watching Steph Curry do what he do, but the Jazz are going to score 130 on them a night. So yeah, Jazz guys will always be undervalued. And yeah, Jimmy, you're right. His first moment's 6. So let's look at Donovan. So his seeing stars at 42, but this is going to go right back down to 20 on the 20th, right? Because this is only bumped up because the challenge, you need seeing stars. So this will come back down. Don't get this. But his gift is 52. That's out of 8,888. I don't really love the gift, but whatever. It's there. That 15K, though, is only $16. His series 1 out of 3,500 is only 130. And again, I understand we don't all have bags to drop, but his debut moment, which was at 1,000 for a while, is now done at 824. And this moment's sick. Let's just watch this moment for a second. It's like a forever moment. There's a block involved. It's should have been a turnover. Honestly, this is a documentary. We're seeing, it's like a 7-minute play. This is like the WPT theta drop poker moments. They're like 3.5 minutes. So all of that to say, I think, did we forget about Donovan? We forget about the Jazz. I don't know. Maybe they'll never be appropriately valued because they're in Utah, but I don't know. Donovan sticks out to me as someone that we forgot about. We're going to see the Jazz win some games. If that's the case, right, we gotta be in on Donovan, I think. And when you think about all the other Jazz guys, right? Mike Conley might have a good game, but Mike Conley's not going to average 30 in the playoffs. Rudy might have a good game, but Rudy's we already know about Rudy. And same thing with Clarkson, same thing with Bogdanovich. I think Donovan is the guy who pops if the Jazz pop. Okay, let's keep moving. Number 4, give me Drew Holiday. The Bucks, who I know I have losing in the second round. So there's an argument against that. But if, say, you're like, Mike, I think you're an idiot. I think the Bucks beat the Nets, which I don't know how many people think that. But if the Bucks do anything, sure, Giannis is going to have to go 35 and 15 every single night, which he can do. But I think Giannis's price is kind of baked in. Drew Holiday, on the other hand, has to be the second best player in that series, both offensively and defensively. So you're going to see him put up numbers like 22 and 12. And then also shut down Kyrie, or also shut down not Ben Simmons. No one shut, you don't need to shut down Ben Simmons, but the meaning he's just going to be one of the reasons they go off, right? So Drew Holiday has excuse me, hold on. I'm going to mute myself so I can get that ish out. Okay, here we go. So Drew Holiday doesn't have a ton of moments, right? He's got a couple 35K moments. His cool cat's all the way down to 11. This rare throwdown at under 70. Man, the throwdowns, I need a documentary on the throwdowns, right? We need be like this. This is kind of bizarre how low price these are, considering these are rare, 8 out of 1,800. Like, and they're sick moments. But anyways, I'm not saying go get it, but whatever, it's a cool moment. But for me, this Top Shot debut is $80. What are we doing? What are we doing? Jrue Holiday is very good at basketball. You ask all the NBA players when they're like, who's the best defender in the league? Jrue Holiday is the first person they name. $80 Top Shot debut. Come on now. So if you do think the Bucks are gonna make any sort of damage, right? Top Shot debut, hit me with that. Hit me with that. Also, it's Series 1. I don't know. There's lots of reasons I'd be into this, but Jrue Holiday is my guy. I think he's undervalued both on Top Shot, but in the league too. And he's a guard, right? He's not even a big guy that we're disrespecting. Now, again, I want to remind everybody. Let me remind you, I'm not saying go buy all of these, because it depends where you think the market's going to go. I'm a little hesitant. I feel like we might see it go down, but again, a little bit further before it goes back up. So because of that, I understand like not pulling the trigger on any of these guys. But if you are a believer of like, we're going to see not massive spikes, but little jumps based on playoff performances, I think these types of guys you can make a little money off of, if that's what we're going to see in the marketplace. Dudes who I don't think are fully priced in yet. And that's, again, so far we've had Michael Porter Jr., Bogdan Bogdanovic, Donovan Mitchell, Jrue Holiday. We got one more coming. We've already mentioned him. Jamie already pulled him up there. Let me get you some Tobias Harris. Now, are you doing the Blake Griffin challenge? No, I'm not, Boob. Shout out, Boob. Good to see you. Waiting for that offseason dip, baby. All right, yeah, let's look at Tobias Harris. Now, I've had mixed feelings about Tobias Harris. Like, he's never going to do anything like, oh, did you see that Tobias Harris place? He's going to get to a spot. He's going to hit some jumpers, like, whatever. But going back to my thesis, if you will, if I think the Sixers are going to the finals, not only going to the finals, but winning the finals, Embiid's going to do his thing. And similarly to what we were talking about with Jrue Holiday with Giannis, I think Tobias Harris is the next guy up. And I think we'll be ready to be like, oh, it goes Embiid and Simmons. And sure, Simmons the Swiss Army knife, or as Steve Genty from the 89 Cavs would say, Swiss Army man. Sure, I get it. But Tobias Harris is going to be the one that averages 25 a game. Like, he's the one that has to do that, because Simmons can't do that. Simmons can do that once, but he's not going to do that regularly. And if you're going to beat the Nets in a series, you need to score points. And it's not going to be Seth Curry averaging 25. It's not going to be Danny Green averaging 20. Like, it's going to have to be Tobias Harris. So if you think the Nets are going to the finals, if they're coming out of the East, potentially winning the finals, sure, Embiid's probably there. But of course Embiid's there. He's the MVP if they go, of course. But Tobias Harris, he would need to average 25, at least in the Eastern Conference Finals. So all that to say, let's look at Tobias Harris. So $3 for that 35K moment. His cool cap, because it was in round 1, it's out of 5K, still at 108. His Series 1 throwdown, 519. That's out of 275. That hollow, wow, all the way down to 1,300. But here we go, Top Shot debut. Top Shot debut. It's a nice dunk, too. Out of 4K. Up over Montrezl. Yeah, I like it. I like those Series 1, like, for this to be cheap Series 1 Top Shot debuts, that's where I'm at. And I will say too, like, if I go after Tobias in this, I'm not opposed to flipping it either. Like, if they get through the Eastern Conference Finals and go to the finals and we see a price, and you know me, team hold, baby. But if we see like a price dip, or a price jump because of the playoff performance, I don't hate moving off it, because I don't know what the long-term hold is. Like, guys like Michael Porter Jr., Donovan Mitchell, they have like forever value. Like, not forever, but they're so young and they're just coming into their prime now. Bogdanovich is a little bit older, but still has some room to grow. But like Jrue Holiday and Tobias Harris, if you see big jumps, I don't hate moving off them either. So that's where I'm at. Ooh, Yachty. What's up, Yachty? Yachty was at the 89 Cavs show last night. Good to see you. Been waffling on the Jrue Series 1 Top Shot debut. Finally just pulled the trigger before the playoffs start. Hell yeah. Yeah. And now you just root for the Bucks. It gives you another rooting interest. We kind of like it. Oh, man, that coffee just needs to get in there. Who are some of the guys you're looking at? Like, have you guys in the chat, have you been pegging some play? I'm sorry. Have you been, God, I'm a child. Have you been looking at some players for the playoffs that you've been targeting? Have you already been doing that? Have you been doing that for the last couple of weeks? Part of process for like talking about this today. I was like, oh, if you like the play-in starts tomorrow, right? So like today's the day. If you were going to make any like playoff bets, playoff hedges, whatever, now's the time to do it, right? So that's what I was thinking about that with Tobias. And again, Tobias isn't going to do anything too sexy, but if you believe in the Sixers, he's going to be the number 2 guy. He's going to be the number 2 guy. Someone, I want to find that chat. Someone called him the Middleton. Yeah, he's the Chris Middleton of the team. It's a great call, Cable. Great call. Ooh, yeah, Monday morning, no pegging. I know, guys. I know. Let's look at Embiid's moment, too, if that's down. So we saw that go down all the way to like 5 something and then back up to 7 something. We're not looking at DeAndre Bembry. My bad. He's not even on the offseason buy. Let's pull up Embiid one more time. What we got here? The debut is at, wow, $5.99. Wow, I like that. I like that. Beamer said he's taking a shot at the Blake one. Let's look at that. Wait, I saw somebody say JC reviews. You says Luka, I see the Mavs beating the Nuggets in the Western Conference Finals, JC, right? Because that's the only way they see each other is in the Western Conference Finals because they're on separate sides of the bracket, right? So if you see the Mavs going through the Clippers, the Jazz, and the Nuggets to the final. You get Luka in the finals, JC? I don't hate it, man. I don't hate it. All right, let's look at where's that Blake Griffin. So his debut down to 15. Yeah, I like that, especially if you think the Nets go to the finals. Especially if you think the Nets go to the finals. And I saw people said Bruce Brown too. I love the Bruce Brown call, mainly because Bruce Brown is a dude that will win you a playoff game. He'll have one game where he does some crazy shit, and it's 44 for that Top Shot debut. I like that call. That's a good call. That's a good call with like low risk too. JC review, it's too late, dude. You're taking Luka to the finals. You're taking Luka to the finals, baby. No, yeah, they are playing the Clippers, but I don't hate the Luka call. I think I already said it, right? I think the Mavs are getting through the Clippers. Schleier, this is rude. I feel like you're just trying to you're trying to trigger me. I'm refusing to talk about the Celtics. Yeah, dude, imagine if I get that frosted hair, dude. See, we're streaming a little bit earlier this morning, so the sun's hitting a little different. Dude, shout out my high school days, baby. Sunning. Ooh, Porzingis. Let's pull up Porzingis. I mean, I got mixed feelings about him too. I wanted to take the Mavs over the Jazz too in the second round, but I just don't trust Porzingis. But I agree. If you think the Mavs are going to make some noise, he has to be good. He has to be good. So, and he's cheap, man. That 15K Cool Cat is at $16. His throwdown is at 72. First moment on the site, 117. I mean, it's just like a nice Top Shot debut to have. I don't hate it, man. I don't hate it. Oh my God, Kyle K. That Capella look. Robert Morris, Sabonis has been throwing up great numbers this season. Pacers go far, then he does great. Also, in other obvious facts, Bacon is life. Of course, Bacon is life. I love that call. No, so Sabonis, man, I agree with you. I'll get a Saboner, so I'm in. My thing, I almost feel like the Pacers are a better off-season buy than a postseason buy. I think because they're going to get waxed. I think they get into the playoffs, but I think they get waxed by the Sixers in the first round. But I do they're going to fire their coach, like they have to. And then you got TJ Warren, Karis LeVert, Malcolm Brogdon, Sabonis, Miles Turner. That's your 5. That's a really good 5. So I like them more for the offseason. And I agree. I'm so high on Sabonis. But I don't know. I don't think necessarily we're going to see a jump in the playoffs. So I might even wait till they get knocked out. But you could be right. Even if say like the Sixers beat the Pacers in 5, but Sabonis averages like 28 and 15 and takes it to Embiid, then you're right. Maybe people are like, oh shit, Sabonis. But is this the NBA TV series though? Right? Like which of the playoff matchups just ends up on NBA TV? I would have said Jazz Warriors, but it's Curry. So like they're gonna let Curry play. It's not gonna be Bucks Heat because that's too sexy. It's not gonna be Nets Wizards because you get a bunch of stars in there. So, John Weingart, look at you lurking in here. Someone said Pacers and he just showed up. Yeah, I'll be curious to see what they do. I'd be curious to see what they do. Yeah, team should fight itself once a week. They played better since. That is the truth, man. That is the truth. All right, those are all good calls, though. I like doing this. I think this is a good thought exercise. And I also I can't state it enough. Like, of course, this isn't financial advice. Of course, like we don't know what we're gonna see. So like everybody chill. Don't like go ham on this. But just I like this as a thought exercise of pegging a few guys that I think have the chance of going up. Ooh, Enrag, I finally sold my John Collins. Oh, throwdown. I was thinking that was Top Shot debut. Good call or bad. I mean, hey, if you were trying to move off the throwdowns, then it's a good call. If you were trying to move off the throwdowns, you get some money back. Me personally, I think I'm just hanging on to them. I kind of like it. I kind of like those. So I'm hanging on, but I get it. I'll look at throwdowns in a second too, because then I want to go over the top 5 offseason buys that I'm realizing I ain't really finished my list. So you guys can help me finish my list. Rocket Silas, which 2 seeing stars would you buy if you're looking to complete the quest? Jokic and Harden for the MVP playoff bump. Honestly, for seeing stars, I would do one or two ways. I would just get the cheapest asks, or I would get cheapest asks, or I would go get your 2 favorite players. I wouldn't even think too much about like who's got the biggest bump. I don't know what they're doing with seeing stars. I don't know what the future holds for them. So I think for me, I would get the guys I like the most. So Jokic would definitely be one of them. I don't know if Harden would be the other, but I like it. Yeah, cash out too. This is a good point by cash out. If you plan on holding, just buying back today when the undercutters come right after the challenge. Great point. You could sell and buy. I'm trying to think. I might do that with mine when mine's in the challenge with Kenyon Martin Jr. All right, let's go to the top 5 off-season buys. Yeah, just in case Greg does cut this up, I feel like we're ready. We're going to do this. Wow, it really does look like sun, and that's wild, huh? Sorry, guys. The top 5 off-season buys. All right. God, this is what happens when we do this early in the morning. You get shit like this. Man, I'm so shook now by the hair thing. You're like, I kind of see it when it's in small screen, but when we go full screen, it does look like I have been touched by the Lord. Not in the Catholic way. All right, here we go. Top 5 off-season buys. So number 1, speaking with the Rockets, we talked about him. This isn't going to be surprising anybody. Kevin Porter Jr. Now the danger with getting the Rockets is they're the Rockets and they're going to be bad for a while. So we have to talk about that a little bit. So we have to talk about like the risk factor in that. But Kevin Porter Jr. has the ability to drop 50 in a game. And I don't think a lot of players in the NBA have the ability to drop 50, but KPJ did. He is going to put up monster stats. Clearly, Wall is not going to be the guy of the future. Who knows what he has left in the tank? I don't even know how they move off him, but Porter Jr. is someone they are going to play a lot. And he looks good. So $3 for a 35K moment, whatever. His throwdown I actually kind of like at 84. But this is the one, and again, this is a little more expensive than we like to talk about here at the Minnow Tank. But for 210, man, 210. I'm realizing I'm probably too early to be making these Catholic jokes, so I apologize, guys. But 210 for this moment, I think like Kevin Porter Jr. has massive upside, even if it's stat stuffer on a bad team. It's not like we pay attention to that, right? We shout out Anthony Edwards every day. So like, I really like Kevin Porter Jr. Rockets getting Cater Suggs would move KPJ to the 2 spot. What I like about KPJ though, even getting one of those guys, right? Also, no, they can't get Caters. Oh, they'd have to get a 1 or 2, right? They have to get a 1 or 2 pick. Because if it's 1, 2, or 3, because if it's 4 or up, they lose the pick. So there's a good chance it's not there. But even if they get somebody else, KPJ seems to be like an offensive machine off the ball, but also on the ball. So he can both facilitate offense and get offense. So I like it. Cash Out Kid said if it goes to $100, I'd buy. You know, I almost snatched it when it got under 300, and then I was like, you know what, let's ride this wave. And I think these go down further before they go back up, right? Like I can't imagine what kind of offseason news is going to be like, you know what, we got to buy Kevin Porter Jr. Unless the market completely goes berserk. Like if we get one of those pumps like we did in February, then sure, then it like spikes. But yeah, Rocket Style is saying it's top 4 protected. OKC if it gets at 5. Man, imagine if OKC gets 2 picks. OKC gets 2 picks in the top 5. Wild times. All right, let's keep it moving. Let's keep it moving. Zion. Let's go to Zion. Zion, you're like, Mike, how are we talking about Zion? How is that an off-season buy? I think we're going to get excited about the playoffs. The Pelicans didn't make it. Honestly, the best thing for Top Shot for us going to get Zion's is them not making the playoffs, because we're not going to see him score 50 against the Spurs in the first round or the Grizzlies in the first round. We're not going to have to see that. So we're going to forget. I think there's just Zion, baby. Like he's the GOAT. No, he's not the GOAT. All right, let's chill. But he's gonna. I'm putting this right now. He's winning an MVP. He's gonna average 30 plus a game for a season. Like he's gonna win scoring titles. There's like a low flying plane right now. I don't know if you guys are getting that. His throwdown 253. This 15K is down to 52. This is what I mean. Like if you're like, oh, I want a Zion. I don't want a 35K Zion, but I do want a Zion in my collection. 52 for 15K. His Seeing Stars. Rocket Silas, you were talking about Seeing Stars, $77 for that out of 10K. I don't hate that. His 7,500 moments, only 83. Although I will say his 15K moment is a lot cooler than that 83 one. Like this is a monster jam, absolute monster jam. Oh man, bang on him. But this is the one, and this is big boy spending. I get it. I know we're not supposed to talk about this, but this is what. Oh, also the Rising Star Award, 640 out of 803. This is out of 803 and it's only 640. If this comes down to like 400, you're like, I need to make one purchase. This is a rare moment. This helps your collector score. It's a reward. It's out of 803 and it's a Zion. This is huge. But this is the one. Top Shot debut. This has gone down like $1,500 this week. That's a sick block. It's his first moment. If this keeps going down, we're making a purchase. I don't know what it needs to get to, but this is one, like, again, this is too expensive for us to be talking about, but this is a moment I'm going to keep paying attention to. I've already been paying attention to it. So I just think, I think it's important to have a Zion in your collection. The offseason is the time to do it. Cash Out Kid, do you have withdrawal access? I do. I've had it for like maybe 2 months now, month and a half. I haven't used it yet though, because team hold, baby. But I haven't used it yet. Your wildest prediction for the play-in tournament: that the Celtics lose 2 games poorly. Like I think they get smoked by the Wizards and then smoked by the Pacers. I don't even know if that's a wild prediction, but that's where I'm at. Yeah, Cash Out Kid. Wow, I remember the day 15K Zion was 250. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Jamie, oh my God, Jamie said I spent 10K on the Top Shot debut on the Zion Common. I'm with you, man. I'm with you, dude. I'm not with you. I haven't spent 10K on anything, but yeah, I just think that moment is so sick, and it's his first moment. And if you believe in the platform, it's got to go up. So I don't know. Cable says you pull in at 2.5. Yeah, if it gets down to 2.5, that means I'm making the decision that I'm buying it, but I'm gonna keep watching it go down. Hopefully. Dude, they need just one game. Dude, I know they need just one game, but they are bad, man. The Celtics are bad. They're so bad. I can't. They got no Jalen. I can't do it. I know. God, listen, if they do, they do. But I'll tell you right now, you match up, I'm taking the Wizards over the Celtics. I'm taking the Pacers over the Celtics. I do think, weirdly, if the Hornets beat the Pacers, I think the Celtics can beat the Hornets. But yeah, here we go. You can give up on them now. So what's my most expensive buy on Top Shot? I bought a Marcus Smart holo, like a legendary holo from from Series 2 from the first drop, but then I moved. I moved off it. I moved off it to then get a Michael Porter Jr. and a Drew Holiday and a Julius Randle Series 1 Top Shot debuts, I think is what I ended up doing with it. Cash Out Kid, at this point with Top Shot, I have to believe it. I have to see it to believe it. If I see prices skyrocket again or increase over off season or next season, then I will. Wow, that's when I'll believe hold. Yeah, this is the thing though. I mean, I totally get that, but that's like saying I'll believe in Bitcoin once it gets expensive. So like, and I totally get what you mean by this. And I think this is a safe, smart way to play it. I totally get it. But if, I don't know, this is an opportunity to be in super early. That's kind of where my head's at. It's an opportunity is to be in super early. Top Shot is probably dead. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, if that's the case, why are we watching this early in the day? You know what I mean? That would be like, if you do believe that, you can, there's other content. Like, you don't need to watch that. I mean, I'm glad you're here. I'm super glad you're here, but I would go watch like The Office or something. This is the thing. We were talking about this last night. I'm going off on a tangent here before we keep going. Also, let's get that light, baby. Let's get that light. Oh, my watch is talking to me. Listen, Top Shot has not done any proper formal marketing yet, right? They haven't done any. Like, we got excited because they partnered up with FanDuel for a free entry. Like, that's not like real marketing. Top Shot has grown organically since its inception, right? Since its inception, it's grown organically. So we haven't seen them turn on the machine yet. Now, that's not a guarantee that it's going to pop, right? That's not a guarantee in success. It's not a guarantee in money, but like, this is all organic growth. And I don't know if there's any indication that like there's still room. Well, no, Lord, just keep listening, my brother. Just keep listening. But because you are watching this, there's still life in it. but no, they haven't even turned on marketing. This is all organic growth, man. So like, if there's still an opportunity for it to continue to pump, like we still have hardcore still supposed to come out. Like, we haven't had fucking commercials yet. You know what I mean? Like, so I think to like see yourselves make money right away and then lose that money and then be like, it's dead. I don't know. I'm not saying you should be emptying Brinks trucks of cash into the platform and buy. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I think like we're so reactionary with this stuff. Would you see that little fuzz dropping on that side? That's beautiful. I think we're so reactionary with some of this stuff where it's like, it's dead and done because it's gone down. And I mean, yeah, sure. Like, it sucks right now. My account sucks right now. And it was worth a lot. And I liked it way more when it was worth more. But like, what are you going to do, man? What are you going to do? It feels like very early to just be pronouncing it dead. But yeah, that's the end of that rant. So Lord says, so PAX is still good to participate in. I don't know. I mean, dude, it's totally up to you, man. Totally up to you. I think for me, it's, I'm still lining up. I'm still lining up and scooping packs. What I'm starting to think is with these base packs, I might just be holding these base packs and not ripping them. And then for the rare ones, depending on the pack, I'll hold a rip. But I think I'm still lining up and doing stuff. You know, I'm still lining up and doing stuff. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Okay, Cash Out Kid too. What'd you say? What's your time zone and streaming in the morning, drinking coffee is so underrated? Dude, I gotta tell you, I didn't think anyone was gonna watch this. And we've been doing this for like 3 months now, and there's a gang. We love it. We love it up in here. I think I'm in the Eastern time zone, but normally I do it at, if you're new, because I'm up earlier today, normally I'm up here at 9 a.m. Eastern. But today we start at 7 because I got to go in a little bit earlier. So, but yeah, that's my mindset, right? We're still early. So they haven't turned on programming, all this stuff, man, all the stuff. All right, here we go. Let's get back into what I was supposed to talk about before. Oh, you know what, Gurjot? Yeah, before I go back to my off-season buys, let's talk about moment ranks because I love this shit. All right, let me pull. I think I have it pulled up, right? Do I have it over here? Let me add this. So this is what I'm excited about. The Moment Ranks DFS stuff. Now, before everybody's saying like, how do I get in there right now? So it's like closed right now. So they're only letting a handful of people in. But I do think they're going to be opening up for the playoffs and then should be like full force for next year. But this is pretty cool. Like utility and using your moments, which is another exciting thing. So this is me over here, Zakarian, and this is what you do. You pick your 5 dudes. And they tweaked it, right? You can't play a guy more than once, which before, if you had like 5 Jokic's, you could just run out 5 Jokic's. And then you have these like head-to-head matchups, which is a lot of fun. This one sucked because Bam and Bogdanovich ended up sitting, but it's pretty cool. I think it's just like exciting to see utility, and this is just the beginning of what they're going to do with it. So I'm pretty pumped about the Moment Ranks thing, and I look forward to continuing to figure this out. I will say too, if they open this up to the public for the playoffs, we're going to do some separate content just towards Moment Rank stuff, because this is my This is where I get hype. That's what Jamie said too, right? This to me changes the value of moments, especially based on play type. So fun. And what I like about this, like, sure, you get a little boost if you're using a rare moment, but what I really like about this is it levels the playing field a little bit, where if you're just like, if you just got in new and you're doing like $3, $2 pickups on the marketplace, or just using your base packs, you still have the opportunity to compete, right? Because there's cheaper moments. There's cheaper moments with good players, and the serials don't matter, but the rarity matters a little bit in boosts. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited. Hopefully they open this up to everybody by the first round, because I would love to continue to mess around. They do head-to-head matchups with no prizes yet, but then they also have a daily contest with everybody. And I didn't win, where they, like, yesterday they gave out a Devin Vassell Top Shot rookie debut, a Dwight Howard, and a Caleb Martin debut. Oh, I came in 19th. Look at that, baby. 19th. Wow. That was closer. That was a bigger sweat than I thought it was. So it's pretty cool. All right. Enough about moment ranks. Let's go back over to the Toppy Shotty. And let me see. Did I miss any comments over here? What else did I miss? Adam says, do you think the larger pack requirements is going to hurt bringing new people in, which is obviously needed? Newbies basically limited to $9 scrub packs. No, I don't think so. I don't think it's going to, I think, like, if you get in and you're like, oh, I need a collector score of 200 to get a rare, to be in line for a rare drop. It's not like super hard to get a collector score of 200. Like, there's ways to make that happen. It's it's influencing or inspiring collecting, right? So I don't hate it. I'll be curious to see what the legendary requirement is, though. Like, if the legendary requirement is outrageous and it limits it greatly, but I don't think they'll do that. I think they want to make sure like 30% of the Top Shot user base is available for the legendary pack. So it's definitely, I hear what you're saying though. Like, it does suck if you get on and you're like, wait, so I have to get these 35K moments first, but I get what they're doing. What else we got? Do you play with your moments? Yeah. So for the moment rank stuff, you play with your moments. So you only have access to the moments that are in your account. Josh says, I think there should be a simulated DFS for the offseason, and so we can play whenever we want, instant gratification. I mean, it might be cool. If they roll out that hard court for the offseason, right? It'll give us something to do. And yeah, Beamer says, I've been limited to $9 scrub packs until the last 2 weeks. I'm still here, Beamer. And the legendary score. Yeah, I was thinking it's going to be around 1,000 too. I'll be interested to see. Yeah, and we should get a legendary drop. I think it's going to be next week, right? Because they made it sound like Hustle and Show is coming this week, and then we'd get the legendary after that. So yeah. All right, I got to hit the rest of these offseason buys. So what do we end with? Zion. So the next one, let's go. Oh, and Joker Rock in the chat. I see you, Joker Rock, and you're going to like this next one. This next one I'm excited about, even though there's been some fatigue on him a little bit, I think, because of his injury. And you could make an argument. That, he's in the playoffs. Why does this one count? But Jaren Jackson Jr., Joker Rock, I think the Grizz are out of the playoffs quickly. This is Jaren Jackson Jr.'s first moment, Top Shot debut. The dude is still so young. Missed the whole season. So I'm not saying get this now. Definitely wait till after the playoffs. Watch it dip in the offseason, because that's what I'm seeing. So that's where I'm at. I like Jaren Jackson Jr. quite a bit. All right, and then hold on. There's some good questions in here. A lot of people are out on the pack drop because of the throwdown. I hear you, Nathaniel. I see you in there. Chances, look up Russ's Westbrook and compare his Series 1 moment to his throwdown, bro. All right, I'm curious what we're comparing. Tell me more about this channel. What are we comparing here? So his throwdown, we've talked about his throwdown. That this was my favorite throwdown out of all of them, right? It was just beautiful. It was a beautiful throwdown. Sick. I love the slow-mo here. Biombo just banging on him. We like that. So let's look at a Series 1, which I think is out of 1,000, right? So this one is going for 169. This one's going for 1,200. So you're just saying that first moment was the throwdown was so much nicer than this? Is that what you were saying? Is that the point that you were making? Throw a bro in there. You gotta. Yeah, I'd be curious. Like, what's the? Are you saying just that this is so much more expensive, and yet it sucks compared to the other moment? Because I agree with you. I'm looking at his comment right now. I'm looking at his comment. This is his comment, Series 1. Yeah. I mean, I get it. The first moment's a lot cooler that we watched. The rare throwdown moment is a lot cooler, but this is out of 1,000 versus out of 1,800. So, and it's his first moment on the site. So I agree. Like, this moment sucks compared to some of his other moments, but give me a Top Shot debut Series 1 over. Yeah. No, it doesn't have less moments though. So, right. His throwdown, unless are you talking about this throwdown? Like, his throwdown is out of 1,800, right? His throwdown is out of, where is it at? His throwdown is out of 1,800, and his first moment is out of 1,000. So, not his first moment, his common dunk. All right. So this one is 255. That's what you're saying? You're looking at this one right here. I know you keep saying common. Those are all common. The ones we're looking at are all common. Anyways, no, I hear you. But Series 1 is just valued more than some of the rares right now, especially the throwdowns from the last drop. All right, let's keep going. So I'm going to pull up Poku because I think he's on my list too, after making fun of him a bunch. I just think what I like about Poku right now, so it's $58 for his Top Shot debut moment. Poku he has now won me over with some upside. I think this might go down again before it goes up. Like, I feel like we can get this much cheaper, but I'm starting to ride the Poku train in the sense that, like, there's a real possibility he sucks and we're not going to see anything, but he also has like crazy upside right now. So I feel like, and I feel like we have a shot at Poku going off. What is going on in here? What is going on in the chat? You guys are Lord. What's going on, Lord? I asked if Top Shot was dead earlier, and someone thought I was giving financial advice. Dude, no one's allowed to give financial advice here. That's the rule. But yeah, I think Poku's got some upside. And Joker Rock brings up a good point, right? Next season, when the fresh batch of rookies are in the packs, people will be running over each other to get into the queues. And that's the thing about the rookies, man. If you want to take a strategy for next year, you get rookies early and flip them, unless you think they're going to be monsters. That's how I'm approaching this right now. I'm only going after the rookies that are monsters, that have the potential to be monsters, like LaMelo, Anthony Edwards, Halliburton. I'm still in on Wiseman, even though his price is going to continue to go down. You can put Wiseman on the list too. I'm going after Wiseman. So yeah, I think Poku. People were asking how many Pokus are out there. I think most of them are out there at this point. We go over to Own the Moment. We can check that quickly. But I believe it's over 60%. I think. Let's go over. Let's check this out here. Poku. There we go. So 73%. So most of them are out there at this point. But I do think it's still going to dip. People are going to forget about OKC. Oh my God, yeah, I've got some precious too. I get some precious. But yeah, that's where I'm with. I'm on the Poku train, unfortunately. But I just think there's upside there. I think he could be, if he does blossom in a way that some are projecting, you're getting him super cheap. So Poku's the other guy. All right. This next take people might not like or disagree with because it feels like it's cheating. Give me the Phoenix Suns. I want to buy the whole Phoenix Suns team. So I think people are going to sleep on the Suns because they're going to get bounced in the first round. I really do. I think they're going to get that. Oh, they're not really a top tier team. They got lucky in the regular season. Playoff basketball is different. They are just so unlucky, man. They're so unlucky that they're getting LeBron in the first round, right? If you look at the playoff teams, right? This is who I would take the Suns over in the Western Conference right now in a 7-game series. I'd take them over Utah. I'd take them over the Clippers. I'd take them over Dallas. I'd take them over Denver. I'd take them over Portland. The Lakers literally are the only team that I would not take the Suns in the first round. Like I wanted so badly for the Suns to be on the opposite side of the bracket because I think they just cruise to the Western Conference Finals. Like that's where I'm at. So I think it's weird. Josh, I disagree, man. The Clippers are soft as hell. Give me the Suns over them. They already roughed them up once this year, so I'm high. I'm just so high on the Suns. And even though I do think they get whacked, and they don't get waxed, I think it goes like 6 or 7. And it does. I feel bad for Chris Paul, but I hope they run it back. I really hope they run it back. So when I'm talking about the Suns, these are my dudes I'm looking at. First, we're going to start with Mikal Bridges, because Mikal Bridges, he's not going to become a superstar, but he is someone that is like a key player on a good team. His first moment out of 4,000 Series 1 debut is under $100. I like that. I'm not really interested in that 35K moment. And he's only got 3 moments on the site, or technically 2 moments on the site. I like Mikal Bridges quite a bit. So Mikal Bridges is on my list. I'm going to look up DeAndre Ayton, who I'm losing hope on. DeAndre Ayton hit a wall in the last couple of weeks, hit an absolute wall. But up until then was good. His Series 1 second moment is down to 128, but his debut is down to 165, man. I feel like DeAndre Ayton can be good. The problem is this should go way down, because the reason the Suns are going to get waxed in the first round is because he's going to get worked by Anthony Davis. He's going to get absolutely worked, but he's still super young. Even though he looks 65, let's look at that. Even though DeAndre Ayton looks 65, he's super young. He was 1 and done in Arizona, right? So he's still good. He's got time. Yeah, he's not playing a superstar caliber. I agree. He's not. I want him to grow, to continue to grow, but he's not at superstar level. But I do think the Suns are going to be good for a long time. Even when Chris Paul moves on, I think like that core, as long as they stay together, is going to be really good. So if I'm believing in the Suns long term, I have to like Ayton Ayton is the next Wiggins. That's disrespectful, but I like it. I like the take. But I believe in the Suns. I believe in Ayton. All right, Booker. We've been talking about Devin Booker since the beginning of the morning marketplace, right? Since the beginning. All right, here we go. Let's look at D-Book. 189 for the Cool Cat, 319 for a second Series 1 moment. But that base moment now down to 845. Yeah, way down to 845. That was over 1,000 for a while when we started this. But Devin Booker's awesome. Devin Booker's really good. And listen, I would love nothing more for the Suns to take it to the Lakers. I just don't see it happening, but I'm rooting for it. I am rooting for it. Wow, so much DeAndre Ayton. That's pretty good, guys. That's pretty good for this early in the morning. DeAndre Ayton, come on. He does. Yeah, this cable. I agree with you. He plays with Paul and still puts up trash numbers. Yo, you guys, wow, so many. Look at this. Facts. Ayton equals Wiggins. No, I'm still in on Ayton, guys. I'm going to ride the Ayton train, and I've yet to be wrong ever. No, come on now. Come on. Just kidding. Cash out. Listen, I don't know if you know a lot about me, but I'm not going to give you any love for Chris Middleton. We just don't do that here on this show. We refuse. All right, hold on. I want to share. All right, so Booker, we looked at 845. Let's pull up Chris Paul, and then I want to share Rocket Silas' comment, because I haven't read it fully, but I feel like you were calling me out about something, so I'm going to look it up in a second. All right, Chris Paul. What's that bait? So 159 for his second Series 1 moment. Wow, his hollow is only 2,300. I mean, only, but his all-star moment, like his first dunk of his career, is 168. 905. That's still under a K too. Although I will say this one's gone up a little bit, because I remember someone in the Discord scooped that in the low 800s. All right, where was this? Rocket Silas says, you have the Sixers beating the Nets with KD, Harden, Kyrie. Sixers can't even get past Kawhi and the Raps. Simmons is a liability in the playoffs. Yeah, that playoff series was a few years ago, so comparing those seems a little silly. But I think the Nets don't play defense. I think the three of them haven't played together. I think we're hoping that the three of them stay healthy the whole time. Who knows? Kyrie just might take a week off sometime. That's what Kyrie does. He's done it twice already this year. I'm not saying, I said it in 7. I said the thing was going to go 7. It wasn't like I was trying to disrespect the Nets. I said they're going to lose in the Eastern Conference Finals. They have no answer for Embiid. You want to talk about washed DeAndre Jordan? I think Ben Simmons can shut down a guy. I think Matisse Thybulle can shut down a guy. And then I just need Embiid to be the MVP that he is. And I think the Nets have a real problem with the Sixers. So yeah, I'm with that. I am with that. And I'm not saying the Nets are bad. Like I said it was going to go 7 games. Like I could see the Nets winning the series. I don't think that's wild, but I think everyone's just assuming the 3 of them are going to just smoothly ride through the playoffs. And we haven't seen them smoothly do anything except for like 8 games together. So anyways, yeah, that's where I'm at. That's why not just buy Knicks and Hawks main guys right now? One of them guaranteed a semis appearance. Yeah, I don't hate that. I mean, I already talked about Bogdan, right? I like Bogdanovich. Trae Young, I mentioned. Capella's cool. On the Knicks side of things, it's either Randall or Barrett, right? I guess D Rose too, maybe, but yeah. Whoo. I like this. I have the Nets over Sixers. Want to bet your Plumlee for my Chetty? We're just trading pennies. Sorry, Jamie. Cash Out says Harden is hungry for chip and haven't won before. Nets is experienced. Griffin and DeAndre would slow down and beat and be good enough. Cash Out. Okay, listen, I was with you until the end. Griffin and DeAndre are going to slow down and beat. They're going to slow them down by being slow. They're not going to defensively. They're not slowing anybody down. No way. DeAndre Jordan is so washed, man. He's done. He's absolutely done. You'd make me believe you more if you said Claxton instead. Oh man. Irvin can. Yeah, I think this series is going to be very close. Like I'm not against it. I think it's going to be very close. Wow, somehow we went an hour. When I started today, I was like, I don't know. Yeah, John Weingart with the chat of the day. Griffin and DeAndre have no hustle and are slow. Hustle and slow for sure. I'm looking up Plum Legion. All right, y'all. We gotta wrap up here. This is what I gotta say though before we get out of here. I didn't say this up top because I love y'all. If you look in the show notes, there's 2 podcasts we need you to recommend, right? I mean, we need you to rate and review. We are doing a PJ Washington Series 1 giveaway. First moment. Wait, did somebody say PJ Washington? Does that mean we're getting a drop early in the morning? We getting a PJ drop? Let me get to it. Back.
PJ Washington. PJ Washington. PJ Washington.
Also, shout out Rocket Silas. He's like, okay, I disagree with Sixers over Nets, but Griffin and DeAndre won't slow down and beat. I love that. So yeah, we're doing a PJ Series 1 giveaway on Friday, and all you need to do to qualify is to go on our show notes, and there's the Morning Marketplace podcast and the 89 Cavs podcast. You rate and review, you qualify for the giveaway. So just go do that. It takes like 2 minutes. And like we prefer good reviews, but they don't have to be good reviews. Okay, I'm not going to force an opinion. We're going to do the Morning Marketplace Tuesday through Friday at 9 a.m. We won't do a 7 a.m. one again, unless the people really want it, but I think it's going to be a 9 a.m. And then Wednesday night, we've got the full gang here. We get the full gang on Wednesday, and I don't know. Let's see what happens, all right? I know we got playoffs, baby. So even if the market's dipping, at least we get the playoffs. I'm excited about that. All right. Thanks for everybody for being here this morning. It's so much fun when the chat is here. Otherwise, it's me talking to myself early in the morning. And I think we need the Door Report to play us out. All right, y'all. We'll see you soon.